At the same time,
So we are starting the session for today. Good evening and welcome to one and all. I'm Rituparna from Clarinet, the designated session assistant for a seamless experience. But before we start, on this auspicious occasion of National Doctors' Day, I, on behalf of the whole team of Clarinet, would like to pay a tribute to all the unsung heroes who have chosen the path of healing and have committed their lives to the service of humanity. Truly, doctors, you are next to God. Your tireless efforts, your expertise, and your compassion are invaluable. You are the guardians of the health, the healers of bodies and souls, and the beacons of hope in times of distress. So, our heartfelt appreciation to all the doctors who have dedicated themselves to the service of humanity against all odds. A very happy Doctors' Day to all the doctors out there. Now, kindly allow me 2 minutes of yours to introduce Clarinet. Clarinet is India's most trusted and widely used digitech platform with multiple enriching services exclusively for doctors. Clarinet is very proud to be a digital partner for this webinar organized by the Student Network Organization. Now, without wasting any further minute, let's begin today's session, for which I would like to invite Dr. Ira Sharma, the National Activity Coordinator of SNO, to coordinate further. Over to you, ma'am. Please proceed.
Welcome everyone to today's session on the occasion of National Doctors' Day. Our topic for today is promoting well-being and resilience, a holistic approach to fitness and mental health among the healthcare students. I'm Ira Sharma, the National Coordinator of Capacity Building.
And I'm Arpita, National Medical Education Unit member.
I will be sharing my screen. I hope it's visible.
Yes, ma'am, it's visible.
I would like to start by introducing our esteemed organization, SNO-INDIA. We are an autonomous body within the network towards unity for health. TUFH is a non-governmental organization and official relations with WHO.
Sorry to interrupt you. Kindly make it full screen. Yes, ma'am. Perfect.
Okay. The mission of SNO is to bring together the health science students and work to promote health equity in education and healthcare through multidisciplinary collaboration with the goal of universal healthcare construction.
These are the goals of 2023. The National Board, that is the Executive Committee of SNO, the National Advisory Board, our national team. Thank you for the brief introduction. I would also like to call upon Dr. Lakhan Prakash Gupta, the President of SNO, to address the meet.
Hello, am I audible?
Yes, sir, you are.
Yeah. So, reading from SNO-INDIA to all esteemed healthcare professionals, distinguished guest speakers, our digital partner, and all the members of SNO-INDIA and my dear listeners. On the occasions of Doctors' Day, first and foremost, let us acknowledge and celebrate the invaluable contribution of our doctors, the true heroes of our society, whose unwavering commitment and selflessness in providing quality healthcare and saving lives deserve our utmost respect. As the president of SNO-INDIA, I emphasize the crucial importance of promoting well-being and resilience among healthcare students by adopting a holistic approach that address both physical and mental health. SNO India is fully dedicated to these endeavor, ensuring the comprehensive development of our healthcare profession. SNO India is devoted to for fostering a supportive environment that encourage open dialogue, empathy, and self-care. Let us unite in championing the cause of well-being and extending unwavering support to our healthcare professionals who tirelessly work for the betterment of the society. I also welcome our guest speaker who are going to share their valuable knowledge on the topic. Jai Hind, thank you.
Thank you, sir. I would also like to welcome Dr. Amrita Shinde, the National General Secretary of SNO-INDIA, to say a few words.
Hello everyone, greetings from SNO India. On this National Doctors Day, I want to begin by expressing our deep gratitude and appreciation for the incredible work done by our doctors. They are the true heroes of our society, dedicating themselves tirelessly to the well-being of others and saving lives. In my capacity as the Secretary of SNO India, I would like to underscore the significance of nurturing the overall well-being and resilience of our healthcare students. Our organization firmly advocates for a holistic approach that incorporates two crucial aspects: promoting physical fitness through regular exercise and addressing mental health. At SNO India, our objective is to establish a supportive and caring environment that encourages open dialogue, empathy, and self-care. Let us unite in our efforts to champion the cause of well-being and provide unwavering support to our healthcare professionals. Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Amrita. I'm Anushka Das. I'm the National Activities Coordinator of SNO India, and I would like to share why today is so important. 1st July marks the birth anniversary and death anniversary of Dr. Bidhin Chandra Roy. It is celebrated every year as Doctors' Day to honor doctors and acknowledge their contributions. On this occasion, we are honored to have with us Shefali Batra ma'am, a holistic lifestyle coach and speaker. She's a wellness and food blogger as well on a popular Instagram page @Hop2Health. I now hand over to Shefali ma'am. Over to you, ma'am. Shefali ma'am. Shefali ma'am, you may begin with your session.
Okay, I think there was a little confusion because I was asked to come in at 6, but if the other speaker is not there, then I think I will still take a minute to start because I was told by your management that to come in.
I'm there already. I was spoken. I was said about the 5:10. I was given the time at 5:10.
Yeah, so I think, sir, you can start with your session as I was told to speak after you. So would you like to take your session first?
Yeah, that will be better. Thank you very much.
Yes, please go ahead, sir.
Yeah, thank you very much. So may I request Anushka Das ji, please, will you please take up mine first because I have another.
Yes, sir. Yes, absolutely. So we also have with us Dr. Mukesh Jagiwala, consulting psychiatrist at Brain Psycho Clinic, Surat, to share his expertise on wellness and mental health. And I hand over to Dr. Mukesh to begin with his session. Yes, it's all yours, sir.
Thank you very much. May I request? So Dr. Lakhan, the president, Dr. Amrita, the secretary, Dr. Anushka Das, the coordinator, and Dr. Ira Sarma, she is also one of the coordinator, it seems, and the clarinet staff, especially Shoma Singh, that Jyoti, and Ritu. So today, for this SNS, the student network organizers, very well that I came to know about this organization. first of all, happy Doctors Day to one and all. That is our National Doctors Day in the commemorate as Dr. Bidan Chandra Roy. It's on the 1st of July. Next, please. So regarding stress and regarding this management of our day-to-day life, we have to review about the stress. Stress is your body's response to be a perception of danger. Then the stress causes increase in your heart rate, breathing at a faster rate, and it gives you a burst of energy. If anyone is already having the health problem, then the stress may worsen the same. Next, please. This is regarding the stress, that how you feel about it and how all the systems are involved because of the stress, and how all the systems are being, at one or the other place. It may be damaged, or it may be work probably with a lot of problems. Next, please. So stress is a fact of life for most of the people, because nobody can say that I am just away from the stress, or it's not say that I have no stress at all. So we may not be able to get rid of it. We have to manage with the stress, and we have to find out the ways how we can lower the stress. Next, please. So for that, we should have the certain tips. That's how to manage for the stress. And the quickest solutions is the best one. Then the simplest techniques for the stress management. And at the same time, if you are with the time management, then definitely you can remain a lot of problems of stress. You can remain away from the stress. Next, please. The quickest solution, you have to involve your senses. You have to involve our all special senses. And everyone is unique. So you need to find out what works for you. Because for someone, suppose the vision is very much a relieving factor. For someone, the smell may be very much. For someone, the touch. If you'll have the better touch, then probably you will be relieved from the stress. So you may need a combination of techniques also, because certain people may have the mixing of all the senses, and it's one or the two senses together, then only they may remain away from the stress. So you'll have to involve all your senses. Keep trying. On a lighter side, with my colleagues over here, I would just like to share that we have 5 special senses. And probably I may ask Dr. Lakhan that no doubt I am in Gujarat, and otherwise also I am not taking liquor, but I have a lot of my friends, psychiatrist friends, where we are sitting, where the liquor party is also, cocktail is going on. And there they start with the, any meeting or the party with the liquor also. So Dr. Lakhan, may I know about you, that how you start with your liquor party?
Hello, sir. Hi, sir.
Yeah, hi.
Sir, here during our CMEs and all the things, there's the consumption of alcohol, but personally, I don't consume, sir.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yes, sir.
that's true. But how the
Yeah.
people start with the party of the liquor? Probably you may go with the junk food, that the bitings are there.
Yes, sir.
But how you start?
So usually I see
People may have the involvement of all the 5 senses. Means when you touch the glass, somewhere. When you touch the glass, so your touch sensation is already involved. When you are taking the glass to nearby your nose, so nostrils, the smell is all involved. Definitely, eyes will not remain silent. I will also see. Eyes will see that what is there in the glass. So the vision is involved. And after all these 3, when you're going to have it on the tongue. Naturally, they will have the on the tongue. So taste will also with the same. Then eyes, that means ears will get disappointed. No, what about the ears? They will not get any kind of chance. You will not, and that might be the reason probably the people may have said the cheers, and cheers is for the ears. Because ears should not be left out. So we may involve all the five senses with this: touch, smell, then vision, taste, and ears also with that sound of cheers. This is just on the lighter side. The next, please. This can also relieve your stress, while enjoying the things. Exercise benefits are strongest with the routine exercises. Everybody should go start the day or end the day with one or the other kind of the exercise. It lowers your stress, it improves your mood, and acts as a natural painkiller. When you will do one or the other exercise, the naturally stiffness will not be there, and it will act as a natural painkiller. It improves your quality of sleep also, and which helps you reduce your stress and anxiety. Engaging large muscle groups with repetitive movements can be the particular stress relieving factor. It can relieve your stress very well if you involve all your muscles, especially the large muscles group. Whatever you like, something, like walking or even dancing, rock climbing or yoga, whatever way you can enjoy your movement, whatever way you enjoy your exercise. It's not necessary that whatever age I am, I cannot dance, or I cannot, go for rock climbing. One should not have that kind of, stigma with oneself. One should be fit and should have the passion to do any kind of exercise. So whatever exercise you will do with the passion. So definitely you will relieve from the stress. Prioritize your exercise in a routine because of the overall health benefits associated with the movement. Even I would say that if you are running your clinic then and sitting in the chamber, it does not mean that till morning to afternoon or till afternoon to evening hours, just remain in the chair. You manage in such a way that you do here or there one or the other activity. You may come out of your chair, you can just move inside, or when the patient is in or when patient is going out. At that time, in between that pause between those two patients, you can have little bit relaxation even in your chair also, just moving around it. Next, please. Caffeine. This is very much important because so many have the habit that I would like to have tea or coffee every hour, but it should not be so. So very much caffeine is in the coffee, tea, chocolate, and energy drinks and pop and what not. As you know, off the counter also we have cup syrups or certain slimming tablets or certain mood elevators. High doses of all this can cause anxiety. And one or the other, all the people have some different thresholds. So if you notice that you are anxious, you need to have a break. It does not mean that you need to have caffeine. You need to have a break. If you are overloaded with your work, or if you are overloaded with the patients, not necessarily that just go ahead with the patients one by one. Just have a break. Break maybe for a few minutes. It may be hard for 2 or 3 minutes, as also will do, but it will boost your morale and it will reduce your stress. Coffee can be good, but it is not for everyone because 2 or fewer cups of coffee a day is considered as a moderate intake. One should not go on and on to have the coffee, and especially before retiring to the bed, no caffeine intake should be there. Next, please. To relieve from the stress, this is the best way of how you can come out of it. Write it down. Write it down that what stress you are with. And at the same time, you write it down, you are grateful for what in life. When you feel that I feel very much happy with such sentences, or I'm very much happy by jotting down or by noting down my certain fine action. Whenever you are overloaded with your work, you just write down that what way you can give the priority. So writing is very much essential. Nowadays, people are using only the gadgets, so it's not necessary that you should have the pen and notepad only. You can have in our mobile also. You can have the pen. You can have the tablet also. So you can have the one folder where you can write down about your stress. You can write down about your priorities. So it's better you write it down, and at the same time you express your gratitude, you express the gratefulness. That's there only. It's not necessary that you should share with someone, but this is very much helpful. If gratitude may relieve your stress and anxiety by focusing positively, it changes your mindset to more positive frame of mind. So this will definitely help you. And this kind of habit, even total schedule should be also that tomorrow what I have to do, or in the work profile also tomorrow what to do, day after tomorrow what to do. Next, please. Spend time with family and friends. This provides a sense of belonging, which helps in tough times. You should have someone to share your feelings. You should have someone where you can ventilate yourself. We have found that spending time with family, children, and friends helps to release your stress. It's a natural stress reliever, and it's not a gender bias. Men or women both can have benefit from the friendship. Both can have their own friends. Male may have boyfriends, and at the same time, girls may have their girlfriend also. It's not necessary that cross genders will only relieve the stress, that you can have your best friend also. We have found that the men and women with the fewest social connection, if you are introvert, if you have very few friends, then you may suffer from depression or anxiety. Or because of depression, one would not like to go ahead to do the friendship with others. One would not like to express about his own feelings to others. One would not like to express his grievances to others. So this should not happen. You have to have family with you. You should have, it's not only necessary that only family, but family, friends. We have found that so many of us, because we being all the time very much busy, and kids, they have their schooling mostly morning hours. So if the kid has to go early morning in the school, and because of morning schools, he has to get up from the bed very early. So naturally, to retire from the bed is earlier. Naturally, relieve from the bed, to retire to the bed is also very much early. And the father is looking after for the family finance also. Father has to look after family income also. So father will remain busy all the time. Father may come at about 10 p.m. in the night hours at home. So father may not have dinner with the family. Father may not have dinner with the kids. And when the father is in, probably the kid might have retired to the bed. Father is coming late, and that's the reason that he is taking his dinner also late. He is retiring to the bed also late. And as he is retiring to the bed late, he will come out of the bed also late. So his morning will be also late. And during that time, the kid might have left for the school. So it might have happened that father and a child, even though staying under one shelter, they may not have seen, they may not have interact with each other, at least for a week. On weekend, probably on Sunday, father and the kid may have conversation. And then also if the busy is there, if CM is there, if conference is there, and then you are out on Sunday, or the weekly exams are there and the kid is there, or the tuition class exams are there, then the kid is busy with the exam. So that Sunday is also lost. So this should not happen. You have to plan in such a way that you remain with your family, you remain with your kids. Otherwise, we will complain that our kids are not obeying us or kids are going away from us. This should not happen. We should remain with our family. We have to prioritize the things. Accordingly, we should plan at least, if not possible daily, twice in a week, thrice in a week, or at least I make a maximum gap once in a week. One should have interaction. One should have all this, either breakfast or dinner, all whole family on the table together. So that will help to relieve your stress very much. And at that time, you just ventilate yourself. It is always said that if the stagnant water is there, it will give you the foul smell. But if the flowing water is there, it will not give you the foul smell. So the same way, if you'll come out with your thoughts, if you'll come out with your own ideas with the families, if you share with them, even the kid will have the chance to share with you people, then probably we'll have the best time and the better time for the whole family. And then only we can do better and better for our profession also. So we should spend our time with the family and friends. Next, please. This is very much important. Even we say that we are very much busy, but we may not have time for our own at times of the food, but how we can laugh. But laughing therapy is also very much helpful. Even we can advise to our patients also. It helps you by relieving your stress response. It relieves your tension. It relieves your muscles. So relaxing the muscles with the laughter therapy will give you the much more, relief from your stress and anxiety. When you are laughing, anyone might have they may not have experienced anxiety. When you are laughing, you are not under anxiety. It's not just screaming, but just laugh it. And you will away from the anxiety. Long-term laughter improves your mood also and the surroundings also. Laughter intervention group found that cancer sufferer patients, those who are suffering from the cancers, they may get more relief from the pain and so from the stress. So more pain relief and so the stress is relief. This is only with the laughter intervention than with the simple distractions. So you can see for anyone, one has to suffer from the pain because of the cancers. But if you can involve themselves, if you can have this interaction with these people and just, just laugh at people, just smile at these people, definitely they will remain away from the stress. And you can also have the feeling that, yes, I have to do something for my cancer patients or for my colleagues. Next, please. For the collar people, for the skilled people, this point is very much important. We always feel that how we can say no to our patients. We always feel how we can say no to whosoever is asking for my help. But we have to learn. It is always said when you are even in flight, it is always said that plus, first of all, you safeguard yourself. You have to manage for yourself, then only you have to help others. It should not show that whatever may happen with me, but I will help the others. It should not show. So, if you will not say no to anyone and you will take on the one or the other task, then you may dump into trouble. You may dump with the stress. So, learn to say no more often. Take control on your answers to say no, which gives you stress. If you will not say no, probably it will give you more stress. You have to change and you have to control your impulses. We cannot become all the time very sensitive, very emotional. Especially very important when you find yourself taking more tasks, you can handle. If you are able to handle one or the other task at a time, 2 tasks at a time, or 3 tasks at a time, and if you are multitasking person, you are inviting more and more tasks, then you will land in the very much stress. So you be selective, and you can whatever the things you can take first, just be selective and do that work. And then for rest of the things, saying no to things which will unnecessarily add to your load. It can reduce your stress level. So we have to learn how to say no. Probably you may not say directly, bluntly no, but at the same time, you have to manage yourself. How you can say no. You have to manage that even by saying your no, the person may not hurt. So that is the way you have to learn how to say no. Next, please. You have to decide about your priorities. Stay on top of your priorities. Your reactive behavior leaves us scrambling to catch up. This can cause stress, which negatively impacts on your health and sleep quality. So you have to prepare a to-do list organized by priority. You have to prepare the list, as earlier also I said, that you have to jot down the things with priorities, that this work I have to do today only, this work I have to do just now only, this work can be delayed for a week, no problem at all. You have to make priorities and make realistic deadlines and work down on your list. You work on the things that need to get done on priority today only. It may not happen that whatever the things you may, if you will do it after 2 or 3 days, it will not matter much. But the work which was required to be done immediately, and if you have delayed it, probably you may dump into stress or you may lose something. So give yourself uninterrupted time, as multitasking and switching between tasks can be stressful. By doing this work and then again jumping on the other work, again coming back to the first work, it should not be so. Whatever you can tackle by yourself without stress should be only taken at a time. Multitasking is fine. People can do so many things, but at the same time, not with the stress. If you are away from the stress and you can do your multitasking with priorities, then it's well and good. So you have to manage with your priorities. You have to manage with the task. Next, please. For all these things, yoga is very much helpful. It is a popular stress reliever and it's offered in a variety of sizes. So you can choose whatever way you can, because varieties of yoga is there. All styles join body and mind together. Whatever the style you adapt, whatever the style you do, it will join your body and mind both together. So your body will have also exercise, and at the same time, mind will also be in a cooler place. It does this by increasing your body breath awareness. It is said that yoga enhances your mood and it can help in addition to an antidepressant drug and for your anxiety or depression. So if someone is suffering from anxiety or depression, in addition to anti-anxiety and in addition to antidepressant drugs, this yoga can help. It can help by enhancing the mood. It can help as a mood elevator also. So benefit of yoga is related to its effect on our own mind and the stress response system. So the way you are taking on your own, the way you are doing your yoga, the way you are doing your yoga, how much you are taking the breath, deep breathing while yoga will also help a lot. Next, please. So for that, you have to practice mindfulness. Mindfulness anchors you to the moment. It helps combat the anxiety inducing effects of negative thinking. So you will not go into negative. If you feel, suppose a cricketer will think that while going to the crease, today I will not be able to face and I will come in zero only, then even though he might be a very good batsman, but he may have this negative thought. Will take him back after reaching to the crease within short period. But if whatever may be the situation, even the pitch is not good, but he has that feeling that whatever may happen, I will do the century today. And if we'll go with that determination, if we will go with that mindfulness, definitely he will have the better outcome of it. So this will help to relieve from the anxiety. This will help to relieve from the stress. And several methods of mindfulness, like mindfulness-based stress reduction, yoga and meditation. Mindfulness will increase your self-esteem. It will just, increase your moral. It will boost your moral, and which ultimately reduces your anxiety and the depressive symptoms. So you should be very much follower of the mindfulness. Next, please. Cuddle. Even though during Corona time, it was said that one should not have touch, but lot of stress releases can occur because of touch. A positive physical contact releases your stress and which will help you to get relief from the anxiety. So it's not necessary to just do the namaste. You should have the shake hand. And while doing shake hand, you can much more relieved. You can have the confidence of it. You can find out how the other person is, with whom you are doing the shake hand. So how he is doing the shake hand and how you are offering the shake hand will also relieve you from the stress, and you will definitely come out of the stress because of that. Next, please. Sorry for the interruption, because one of the versions sign was bad. So listen to the soothing music. Everybody is very much interested in one or the other kind of music. Slow-paced instrumental music can reduce the relaxation response and show the stress. Just simply pick up the type of music you enjoy. Even natural sounds, the nature sounds may help the persons who are very calm, very silent, or very introvert. Such kind of persons can be also benefited with the natural sounds also. Just come out of your bed in the early morning hours. You'll find that a lot of birds sounds are there, whispering sounds are there. Even the rainfall is going on nowadays, so you'll find this rainfall, how this drizzling sounds are there. So that everything will relieve your stress. It will relieve your anxiety. Even in operation theaters, we have seen that those who are doing the minor surgery, very minute surgeries, suppose the ENT surgeon or the ophthalmic surgeons, daily they are doing a lot of cataract operations. But there also, very mild, even whatever the slow or but very slow, mild music is going on. Even for major operation theaters, in a major operation theater also you find that one or the other music in very low pitch, very low sound is going on, which relieves your stress, which can increase your concentration also. So next, please. Deep breathing. As it has been said that while doing yoga, you have to go with the deep breathing. So mental stress activates your sympathetic nervous system, which causes a fight or the flight response. Either you stay away or run away from the situation. But this will be, it is because of the more stress, or it will reduce more anxiety. So deep breathing, it activates your relaxation response. If you'll go ahead with the deep breathing, then definitely you will have the relaxation. There are several types of breathing exercise. Either you may do it the diaphragmatic, you may do only abdominal, or you may do the belly breathing, along with the paced expirations. You have to have pace also. Not necessarily just go on deep and very vigorous breathing. But the deep breathing will help you for all these things. The goal is to focus on your breath. by making it slower and deeper. As it has been said in yoga also, take your sound very slowly, they will say, then only you will come out with the pace. So when you breathe deeply through your nose and your oral cavity, your lungs fully expand and your belly rises, which provides you a feeling of peace. It will give you the feeling that you are at very much peace. You may not have even experienced that kind of peace at any point of time. Next, please. Sleep. Sleep is very important. As it has been said that people are much more worried about the food, much more worried about the body, but they do compromise with the sleep. It should not happen. Either the other way, I would say that you should have the enough sleep and then you plan your rest of the hours. And that's minimum 7 hours sleep is required. And if you are not much more loaded than 8 hours sleep is also required, above the age of 60, 65. If you can go ahead with 7 hours sleep, 6 hours sleep, okay. But sleep should not be in installment. Certain people may say that I will just sleep in the afternoon hours for 2 hours and then I can have 4 hours sleep at night. It's not so. Sleep cannot be in installment. Sleep should be at a stretch, and that's also during night hours, means your preferable hours, but continuous. You should make good, for having a good sleep, you should have the good environment also. It should be, darkness should be there. If noise, if you are with, as I said, the whispering kind of music noise, then also it's fine. Otherwise, no noise. And no alcohol intake or no caffeine intake before retiring to the bed. Take a warm shower or bath. This will lower your body temperature and so you can have a fast sleep. You can fall asleep faster. If you'll take the shower or bath, it's not necessary that you should just like morning hours, you go ahead with the thorough bath. But this will help you to have the better sleep. Avoid blue light exposure before the bedtime. It may interfere with your circadian rhythm. Practice good sleep hygiene, a routine wake-up time, and retire to bedtime. Limit your naps and prioritize your sleep. It will make gradual adjustment. You have to make gradual adjustment. If you are at present, if you are taking afternoon hour sleep, then you should do the adjustment. Try to avoid afternoon hour sleep and go ahead with this night hour sleep only, and that will help you a lot. We start in the morning at around 9 and retire to for the home at around 9:30. Till that time, all the time awake. Throughout the day working for one or the other reason, one or the other assignments. But we have to have awakeness throughout the day. Jot down your thoughts and the worries so that you may not have as much anxiety at bedtime. Before retiring to bed, if you have some certain thoughts, if you find that certain thoughts are disturbing me, then whatever the thoughts are there in your mind, just jot it down. So at least you will be relieved from that kind of thought during your sleep. You may not have any thought disturbances during the sleep. When we see the patients as a psychiatrist, people may say that we have thought disturbances, one or the other thoughts are disturbing me, and that's the reason that they are having disturbance in the sleep. But if you will jot down your thoughts, whatever disturbs you, then definitely you will remain away from that kind of disturbance and you will have very good sleep. Next, please. You have to do the time management. As it is being said earlier, also I say that say no for more unnecessary tasks. Prioritize, as is being said, that it ensure your health is a priority. You have to prioritize your work, you have to prioritize your job assignments, and that way you have to manage your time. Map it out so you can coordinate with your time. Write down everything. Do tasks online if comfortable, as at present we are doing. Instead of having to go out, it saves your travel time also, and it's much safer also, and it's much comfortable also. Stay organized. It's difficult to reduce your stress if you live in a disorganized chaos. Stop the drain of a messy house. So you have to manage with the house also. It should be not be messy. It should remain very tidy. It should be very meticulous. Know your limitations. You have to be aware about your own limitations. Review your schedule weekly so that you can adjust and prioritize accordingly, and plan ahead so you are not scrambling to complete the task. You have to plan with your task, even though you are multitasking. And accordingly, if you'll manage with your time, then it's being said that those who are very busy can manage their time. Those who are very much free cannot manage the time. If you will ask to a very busy person, sir, please accommodate one of the other patient, or sir, accommodate with this lecture in between. So that can be accommodated with the time management people. Because they have their time management. They know that at what time I will be busy, at what time I can be reshuffle the things. But those who are not with the time management are not aware that at what time what they have to do, at what time what they have not to do. And that's the reason all the time they will say that I'm very busy, I cannot spare time. So we always say those who will say that I have no time is very much free people. Likewise, even lectures, if it is being said that you have to complete your lecture within 10 minutes or within 20 minutes, then you prepare yourself in such a way that you will just complete all the points, you will complete all the models, and you will deliver your lecture. But if it is being said that you take on the time whatever you like for an hour or so, then we may just go in a scattered way. We'll not prepare the lecture. Okay, 1 hour is there. Whatever will come to the mind, we'll just go ahead with the lecture. So liberty of time is always with the time management people, and scarcity of time is always with the disorganized people. Next, please. Time management, the more prepared you are, the less stressful future moments for you. If you're fighting every moment with colleagues to get out of bed, suppose you are in hostel, suppose you are in such a place where you are with your colleagues, and because of your colleagues, you are for one or the other reason, you are being late, then buy them an alarm clock, regardless of how old they are. Might be very senior, might be very junior, but let them take their own responsibility for their own actions. Train them that they can have their own responsibilities. Communicate with them that you are overwhelmed. They need to take responsibility for their own behavior. Communicate with them that the clinic or office or college or school, wherever, as a student also, they may have the consequences for being late. You are answerable if you are not reaching time to your in time to your clinic, if you are not reaching in time to your office. So you are answerable to that, and to not to face that kind of consequences, you have to be very particular. And you have to share these things with your colleague, whosoever, even in the family. If the wife is or the partner, whosoever, or the kids, or even the elders, so the father or the grandfather or the someone is there, they might be at ease, but we have to manage with our own time. So we have to train them that you manage in your way, whatever, but please do not disturb, please do not have my disturbances, I may not get disturbed because of this time management. So they need to learn their own responsibility also. If you are rushed off in the mornings, if your mornings are rushed off for time, then get your clothes, get your peripherals ready on the previous evening. Suppose you may have to go early morning, next day morning you have to go for train or for flight, then we are preparing everything in the early morning hours. The same day you should make a practice that for the next day morning, this will be my clothes, this will be my peripherals, this will be my schedule. Accordingly, you have to manage, and then you will remain away from the stress. You recruit the help from your colleague or the spouse or the child. You have to have that whatever way you can have the help of these people to remain away from the stress. Next, please. So this is all about this stress, how you can manage with your stress, how you can remain away from the anxiety, how you can remain very much alert and, like as fresh in the morning till the evening if you are away from the stress. Thank you very much. I hope that you might have certain things, certain tips to carry home. If any query is there, if any question is there, I'm there to try. I will just try to satisfy your queries. Next, please. It's open.
Any questions from the participants, then you can please switch on your mic and ask. Hello, sir. One of the
Yes.
questions is that as healthcare students, we are constantly under stress and we also empathize with our patients. So how can we deal with that? What are your suggestions?
They are under stress because of that means
There's academic stress. There is
academic stress means is doing practice or is under is post graduation or graduation or something pursuing some studies.
it is academic stress, plus if we are working as an intern, then there is
Yeah.
the pressure of that also.
Yes. They see, one has to manage. You have to respect your seniors, but at the same time, whatever you experience from your seniors, you should not carry on for your juniors. When you feel stress from your whatever the actions your seniors may take, so you should not say my senior has done this, so I will also do the same thing with my juniors. That is first thing. You have to keep it in your mind. Second thing, that you have to manage with your seniors. Never lose your tempo. If you will be anger, if you will become short tempered with your senior, then you will lose a lot of things. Because in postgraduate days, always it is said that we may not have time to sleep, we may not have time to eat, but we have to manage with the work. But that also we have to plan. We can manage with the things because we have also undergone all those days. We can manage with the our team. We have to have. That's the reason I said that the cuddle yourself. You should have a very good relationship with your seniors also, so they can understand your situation, and definitely they will, help you out, and you will be remain away from the stress. But if you go with that kind of, feelings, then मेरा senior आ गया, if I have to face my senior, how I will face the things, then you will down. You go with your positive feeling. Whatever the way, never feel that I would like to have the revenge, or I would like to, listen to that person. Never teach a lesson to any person. You just remain calm. Whenever you find it is being said that when you are under a lot of stress and you are not able to find out the solution of it, or if you're not able to answer to it, you would like to get relief from your stress, then do the reverse counting. Reverse counting, that is because you cannot express your stress to your seniors, and you have to manage with your own self. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, everybody can easily count or easily can say. But I would say you just say 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. So this will be there. You will engage your brain in this and you will relieve from the stress. You will forget about the things. It is also for the suicide also. For a suicidal person who is under a lot of stress and he said that no, I will definitely go for it. But just a flash of thought or just a flash of interaction. If he'll talk with someone, then his idea, his thought for the suicide will go away. So one has to have vocal and respect the seniors also. Vocal should be there. You can remain with your colleagues vocal, but respect the seniors and manage yourself. You have to, because everybody is different. You have to, judge your seniors, how he or she would like to have something from you. Is it okay?
Thank you, sir.
Yeah.
If there are
Yeah.
no more questions from the audience, we can move further.
Okay. Thank you. Thank you very much for calmly listening to me.
Thank
Yes,
you, sir.
Dr. Shefali. Sorry, Dr. Shefali ji. I had just because then I had
Oh,
taken.
that's absolutely all right, because that was the time given to you. So obviously it was scheduled like that. It was
Thank you.
quite an insightful session. Very nicely presented, sir.
Thank you. Thank you very much. I'll be there. I'll be just listening your classes.
Okay.
Yeah.
I would like to welcome Shefali Batra ma'am, who is a holistic lifestyle coach and speaker. She's also a wellness and food blogger on a popular Instagram page at Hopto Health. Welcome, ma'am. Over to you.
Thank you. Good evening, everybody. Thank you for being here. Happy Doctor's Day. And of course, as we just heard Dr. Mukesh, that was quite an insightful session. He's already spoken a lot that I was going to speak, but anyways, I have a lot more to offer as well. So let's get on with the session. So most of you are healthcare students and aspiring to be doctors. So it's very important, to balance our lifestyles also. Unless we are fit, unless we are under less stress, we can handle our clients, our patients so much better. So, when you're a student, I understand there's a lot of demand, there's a lot of challenges that come your way, and we have to learn how to overcome all these kind of this thing. It's a beautiful career path, but unless we are fit, unless we understand, how to work on ourselves, we cannot work on the patients. So it's very vital that we take care of ourselves also physically and mentally. So that's where a holistic approach comes in. So if you want to provide the best to your patients, then you take care of yourself, automatically you will radiate that out. So I understand with, all of you, you're going to have like erratic schedules, you're going to have long hour schedules, you're going to be irritated at time, you're going to have a lot of mental issues, stressful issues. But once we learn right in the beginning, we'll have a beautiful, wonderful career because we will know how to balance everything. So what do you mean by a holistic approach? So we are just going to have a talk. There's no presentation. I just wanted to do a talk, so you all just listen. So what do you mean by a holistic approach? Now, holistic approach is balancing the body, mind, and the soul. Of course, we are not talking about the soul aspect today. We are going to talk about the body and the mind. And Dr. Mukesh took up the mind, the stress part very beautifully. So let's talk more about the body part. So by body, we mean the physical body, how we take care of the physical body. Now, physical body, primarily, it is, it's taken care of by the kind of food we eat. So what are we eating today? Now, the main thing is when we are under a lot of stress, we are under work pressures, we tend to eat wrong. And we just eat whatever comes our way. And that's what we call junk food. It could be even home cooked food, but if it's not right to your body, we will term it as junk. So, we have it's just like a car. We have a petrol car. We cannot feed it with diesel. If we keep feeding it with diesel, till when will it run? And it will conk off. So same is with our body. No matter however stressful we are, however, how much ever time we don't have, if we plan it, then we can work on ourselves. We can work on our food. And, we just restore to canteen food. We just restore to any kind of food. And if we are going to eat junk, the food that is not for our body, we are going to become a junkie. And that is also the reason why we are so stressful, because we are not eating the right food. It's not giving us the right energy. And that is why we also get drained. So there are a lot of aspects that we need to see, because when you are on the other side, when you are going to become a healthcare professional, you have to really take care of what you are doing. You don't want to feel miserable. You don't want to feel horrible. And then, addressing patients, you want to be at your fittest best. And food is the primary role that plays for our body and for our holistic development. So what is happening these days is with all young students, I see that we are resorting to comfort food. By comfort food, there are two aspects. One comfort food is, of course, our basic dal chawal, our basic food that our moms cook. But now we are resorting to comfort food in the sense which is easily, fast food, available food. So it could be burgers, pizzas, a lot of breads, sandwiches, and a lot of cheese, fatty food, fried food, because they are comforting to us. We feel happy while we are having that because we are already under a lot of stress. But what happens is that when we eat this kind of a food, we don't realize that at that time we might get the pleasure of eating that kind of food. But afterwards, we are going to feel miserable because that is not food for ourselves. And as doctors and aspiring doctors, you all know better that, we have trillions of cells and they need to be fed right, good food. And if we are not having that, all our foods are going to deplete. Our cells are going to deplete and they're going to have no energy. And that is where we say it starts coming into a form of disease. They need to be replenished well. I understand we have a problem. Medicines are there to help us. But why should we get the disease in the first place? So we need to feed ourselves with really good, nourishing food. And once you do that, you will see the difference. So it's basically good energy giving foods. And that's what our people did, our forefathers did. They ate good food. They didn't eat any kind of junky food. There was no refined food. It was not even available. There was no refined sugar. There was no refined flour. What we are doing, we are converting the flour into refined. We are eating everything with maida. And that is what is contributing. Now, what maida refined does is, if we soak a bread or a bun or something, a pizza, a piece of it, soak it in water like for 1 hour or 2 hours, and you pick it up. And it's this one gluey, sticky mess. And that sticks to our body. It goes into our stomach, it starts sticking there, then further down in our intestines, and finally in our colon. And that is why everybody is even having constipation. We're not able to even clear our bowels because we are just resorting to sticky foods. And then when it's combined with oils and, it sticks even more. And then we have problems inside. So, eventually, even though we are studying, we are students and we are going to become doctors, we are already feeling miserable ourselves. And this was not the case in yesteryears. It's now. And that is why you all young people need to understand this, that you could be into the best of career, but you have to be really, really conscious of what you are doing, because you are the role model for your patient. So they want to see you at the fittest best. So what kind of foods we can include? The food that gives us energy, it's food for ourselves, we feel good, are all our fruits and vegetables, because God has given that to us. So if we have that, they all have a certain kind of energy. They all have a certain kind of prana in it. So when we have that, they elevate us. They elevate the energy in us. All our salads. When I talk to my clients and I ask them, do you have a salad? Most of them say yes. But how much is it? It's that 2 pieces of cucumber or 2 pieces of carrot. That's not enough for us. So if you want to feel good, you have to have food that Mother Nature has given us in its form. So what we do, we cook it, we make it in mess. That's all right. Even if we are cooking our dal, rice, everything, that's all right till there. But once we get onto the junk or the fast food that is called, that's not even food. There was a research done and they put a McDonald's burger, they put it inside, they dug up the ground and they put it inside. They opened it after the year, the McDonald's burger still remained like that. So that means even the animals are not going to eat it. So if you want to feel fit and good and fresh, you need to have fresh food, not dead food. And it's very important because you are already under a lot of stress of completing assignments, your own schedules. You might be in an internship, you might be under the doctor, you have seniors to report to. There is so much going on. There is long hours of working. So if you're going to resort to things like caffeine and all, it's going to give you a high for a moment, but then it drops you rock down. And that's when you need more caffeine and more teas and all to kind of this thing. But if you're eating good food, you're having enough fruits and salads and good, clean, home cooked food, the energy is different and you will have a different energy. Now, what's happening, like we are living in bigger cities, and what's happening is that even the air is so polluted. So we are breathing in a lot of heavy metal toxins, and we all know that. And also the food, when we are not eating clean food, there's a lot of artificial food, color food. We are adding ketchups and sauces to our food, and we are eating processed food and cheese and all this. We are having a lot of it. Once in a while, it's all right. But every day, if we are resorting to that kind of food, what is going to happen is that our body is going to become a chemical garbage can. And then we have to push that out. So how are we going to feel good about it? Right? So there's a lot of this thing. If we're having too much sugar, now what happens when we are in stress? We want comfort foods like happy foods, and happy foods are excess of salt and sugar. What do we do when we sit in front of a TV? We pick up a bag of chips, and that's high sugar, high salt. Or we like to eat cakes, or we like to eat biscuits, all packaged food, and then that is high in sugar. And these are all addictive ingredients: salt, sugar, fats, wrong fats, oils, basically. They all give you addiction. The moment you have one pack of chips, your taste buds, they become salty, and it's like you want to have more and more every day. And when we have natural foods which God has given us, which nature has given us, what happens is we are not addicted to them. We enjoy them. This is a part of our life. We were always given these foods to eat, but somehow packaged and everything came in, and we started eating because it's easier food, it's easier to keep, and it's available every time. You get up, you're studying at night, you just open a packet of biscuits or a packet of chips or namkeen or something, and you just have, not realizing that you are putting in so much chemical in your body. So how are you going to feel fit? So a lot of heavy metal toxin, it starts getting inside your body. There's a lot of chemical in your body. So how are you going to clean that? So unless you have the good foods, the fruits, vegetables, and you can even have juices for that. Vegetable juices, I always prefer. Eat your fruits, drink your vegetables. If you don't have the time, it's going to cleanse that off. Now, what happens is that when you have too much of overload of heavy metal toxins in your body, mainly they get lodged in, of course, your organs, because more organs are like sponges. They just keep soaking in everything. That's how fatty livers and cholesterol and everything is so much on the rise, because it's your body is just soaking up that toxin, and you're not letting that go out. And mainly they get lodged here in the brain, and that's where you start feeling sluggish. You start getting brain fogs, and you are not alert. Sometimes you just don't feel up to it. You feel so miserable. Why is it that you've had a good sleep, but yet you don't feel refreshed in the morning? Because your body's already loaded with toxin. So what the best way is the greens, to remove the heavy metal toxin. So in the morning, if you can do one green juice, or maybe in the evening, where you put in all the greens in the blender. It could be your dhania, pudina, your curry patta, spinach, whatever. And you add an amla to it, or you add a beetroot to it. It's going to give you liquid energy, and it will detox your body out of all this. And so even if you have no other way of, you're not being able to eat good food, or you're not able to eat a salad or something, at least, you have something liquid going in to pull out everything. And then it also removes the heavy metals. So you are going to feel absolutely good. There's so many of my clients where, I've just told them to just get onto a vegetable or a green juice, and they have given me such good results. So even if you do just that much and you get everything, you will see your skin has started becoming clearer. Because I see a lot of students, I interact with a lot of students. I've seen that, you have long hours. So even your gut is getting compromised. Although you're becoming a medical doctor, you're a medical student and you know so much more than me about the body maybe. But I see that they're feeling miserable because they are having acidities, they are having gastric problems, because already your timings are erratic. And then you're not having proper sleep, and then your food is wrong. So it's only making you worse. Whereas you're working for a profession that you want to heal people, yet you are miserable yourself. So we can start working on that. Even for girls, I see lot of PCODs, lot of menstrual problems. Why? Because number one, of course, you're stressed, because mind and the body, the stomach, it's got a connection. There is a gut and brain axis, there's a connection. So if you're going to be stressed, your gut is going to be compromised. But then how are you going to take care of yourself? So that is the thing we need to understand. Okay. So, of course, so you eat good food. And of course, Dr. Mukesh covered a lot on stress. Of course, I'm also going to cover a little bit on it to take you on that. But food is primary. You have to eat good, energy giving, clean food. And why I'm repeating it is because you need to understand that. Okay. Because if we are going to eat dead food, we are going to feel dead. So, you have examinations, you have a lot of other kind of deadlines to, this thing, you have to look up to your seniors. But if you're eating good food, you're going to have a lot of energy and you're going to feel wonderful. Your skin is going to be lovely. You're going to be clean. There's going to be no acne. There's going to be like, you're a student also right now. You're not really become a doctor. You're a student. So I understand, that while when we are in student and sometimes we are not even in our houses, we are living in hostels, we are living out, it's difficult. So just try and include few things in your diet which will make you clean and which will elevate everything in your body, and you will feel really, really good. And of course, coming to the stress part, I already said, if you already have heavy metal toxins in your body, it's going to make you sluggish. There's going to be a lot of brain fog and you're going to feel not good. So that is why we need to get that out also, because we cannot control the air we breathe, but we can definitely control the food we are eating. Okay, coming to some part of the stress, we have to learn how to balance our stress, our personal life, our clinical rotations, our academic, everything we need to balance it. If we cannot balance it, we are going to be in a mess. So we don't want that. So there are simple techniques which Dr. Mukesh covered. And of course, I'm also going to tell you. So of course, deep breathing. Deep breathing is very important. Anytime you are in a stressful situation, or even if you're not, you must breathe deep. And a very easy way of deep breathing, there's so many programs, we don't know how to join them. Do nothing. All you need to do is just breathe in through your nose, just as Dr. Mukesh said, deep breathe. Just breathe in and hold. Just hold to your capacity. And you'll see you can hold, when you keep doing it, you can hold longer. So when you hold the breath, what happens is the air, it just expands. It's there for some moment and it goes to all your body. So you're oxygenating your body, your cells, your mind, everything is getting oxygenated. And when you hold the breath, while the time of releasing, release it from your mouth. So you breathe in, hold till you can, and breathe out from your mouth. That's a very easy technique. And just do it and you'll see the difference that how you can do. Another thing is meditation. Now I understand, when you say meditation to a student, they're like, oh my God, doing a Gyan Mudra, sitting in cross leg position. Please don't ask me to do that. Here I'm doing so much. I'm already in so much stress and you tell me sit still. I understand it's not possible for everybody. So meditation is just not like, sitting like a yogi or a Babaji or something like that. Meditation can be what you love, what you're doing. So take out that little time for yourself, even if it's half an hour. Go for a walk if you like nature. Go for a run, if you want that little kind of that adrenal rush, you want to take out that stress, go for a run. If you like swimming, if summer, if that's available option for you, swim, because that also takes away the stress. You could be doing gardening if you enjoy that. You could be cooking. You could be cooking something nice if you enjoy cooking. All these are stress busters, and all these are part of meditation. Because when you do something with love, with enjoyment, with passionately you're doing, it's as good as meditation, because it's de-stressing you, because it's doing something that you enjoy doing, that you love doing. So similarly, when you have chosen a profession, be so good in yourself, you feel so good yourself, that you enjoy your profession later on. You love doing what you are. And if you do something passionately, you radiate out those vibes. Sometimes we go to doctors, with my due respect to all of them, but sometimes we do differentiate. Oh, he was so nice. He was so passionately. He wanted to hear us out. So, and sometimes, I mean, some doctors, they're just in a hurry. But that is what the difference is, that when you are not in stress, you are calm, you're composed, you're poised, you radiate out that energy, and everything is energy. We can feel each other's energy. The moment someone talks to you nicely, you feel it, that that person talks to you nicely. You feel lovely. The moment someone talks to you angrily, you don't like it. So that is how is it? It's the energy that's connecting. So unless you are calm, you are composed, you are kind, you are compassionate, you are not going to be radiating that out, because you radiate out whatever you are inside. And then it comes to thoughts, that what are you thinking? Because nobody can see our thoughts. The thoughts are only within, and we have close to 60,000 thoughts. So if you are thinking positive, sometimes there's a time in our career where it comes and we are like, oh, I want to give it up. I'm not able to do it. And so the moment we start thinking negative, our subconscious mind soaks that, and we start going down. And that's how people get into suicidal thoughts, because they're constantly thinking negative. So we need to think positive. If there are times, we've all gone through our challenges in our younger lives, but the moment we stay positive, we automatically, the subconscious mind thinks that no, I have to stay positive and I have to keep going. So the moment you have a negative thought, there's a little word that you say to yourself, which is called switch, which means switching your thought. Just say to yourself switch, so you'll understand, oh, I'm not going to think negative, I'm going to think positive, and I'm going to move on in my life. And you'll see the difference. So little steps that you take in your younger life makes a better person when you are much older, and you will be radiating out that. So any hobby that you have, try and cultivate it. Try and take out a little time for yourself, because what we are doing these days is, we are already stressed, we are already tired, and whatever free time we get, we are on the mobiles. And we're just scrolling, and there's so much screen time, and we are awake till night because we want to watch a series, or we want to watch something. But it's all right, do everything, but give that half an hour or 1 hour to yourself. And you will see so much difference in the coming years. Okay. And then if sometimes you're low, if you're not okay, talk to a friend. If you cannot reach out to a friend, talk to somebody else. You can reach out to people like us. We are coaching people, we are helping people. You're miserable, you're not okay. Just reach out to people, because sometimes it's not the people around us who can help us. It might be a third person who comes into our life and can just pull us through all this. So always be open to help, or create a support group for each other, or create a group where you one of my clients was Like, he shared this with me once, and it was really nice. He said, we are a group of 6 friends, all different spheres of life, but once in a month we meet up, we talk, and we are very open, and we talk everything, whatever is going on in our lives, professionally, our own personal life. And because they are much older and they have spouses and all, nobody's allowed. It's just 6 7 of them, and they help each other out. So if you have a group of people like this, helping each other out, it's very helpful, and it elevates us. And then, also, of course, all this helps in stress reduction. And when our stress is low, our mood is good. We are happy people. And if we are happy people, then we radiate out happiness, and we make this globe, this world, this earth a happier place. We cannot be sad and radiate out happiness. We need to work on ourselves. And the main thing is, if we are, we say self love. What is self love? It's not selfishness. A lot of people mistake being self-love being selfishness. No, it's giving time to yourself. It's loving yourself. It's being kind to yourself. Because if you give yourself time, love, you're compassionate to yourself, it's only then that you can be loving and compassionate to other people. So, you can do journaling. You can sit down if you like to write. You can journal your thoughts. You can journal what you want. You can even write down your goals for the future, because there's so many people, if you know the tennis player Djokovic. He said, every morning I used to get up. I made a World Cup. I made a golden cup out of paper mache, and I put it in front of my on my study table. So every time I got up, I picked it up, I went in front of the mirror, and that cup, I held it, and I said, these all you are going to get one day. And he did it for years and years in his life. It wasn't a one day practice. Nothing can be achieved overnight. You have to work on it. And today you see he's one of the most sought after tennis player. He's won most Wimbledons, and he's on the top. And if you know his food journey, that's why I'm also speaking about him. He became a vegan. I don't say become a vegan. You can do what you want to. You can be a non-vegetarian, you can be a vegetarian, you can be a vegan, but you should be eating right in the balanced state. And he said that ever since I started eating clean food, he came from a country where, sugar was primary, salt, and all these comfort dishes, were primarily on the menu. But he said, I understood. And when he got on and he connected with Mother Nature, he connected with food for the soul. He said, that's when my power came into me. And that's where I won everything, all the matches. So you see how food plays such a major role. And he was eating so clean. He was not eating excess. He was not eating any packaged food. He doesn't even do it now. And he was eating good food. And just see where he reached. And then obviously he always says that I have good thoughts and I'm working on everything. He still says he's working after he's achieved so much in his career. So the same thing is, we have to keep working step by step. And when we are at a younger stage, I always say it's not going to happen overnight. You take smaller steps, take step by step, go up, and you will achieve your goal for everything. We need to keep working on it. So work on yourself, work on your body, work on your soul, and automatically you will get what you desire. Okay, so now I'm going to just talk a little about 5 elements of nature and how we can heal ourselves, and how we can, work on those elements of nature for a better well-being for us. We need to understand that. So we are made up of 5 elements of nature, primarily being air, space, fire, earth, and water. We all know we've come from these 5 elements of nature, and we are going to go in these 5 elements of nature. Just like in Hindi, we say, mitti se hum aaye hain aur mitti mein hi hum mil jayenge. In that, between that time, how are you going to live your life is so important. And the problem is we are disconnecting with nature. So we need to connect back in nature. So I'm quickly going to just, brief you with the 5 elements. So air, we've already spoken about it. Dr. Mukesh spoke about it, that we need to breathe in fresh air. We need fresh air. We need oxygen in our body. And what I was talking about, the green juice or the vegetable juice, all these have got a lot of oxygen. So when we drink that, we get a lot of oxygen in our body. But we definitely need to breathe deep, because we need to take in oxygen. And what we are doing these days is we are doing shallow breathing most of the times. Even I'm doing it. It's just not you or anybody else. We just breathe in and breathe out like that. So if you do deep breathing, you get connected with the air element, and that gets balanced in our body. Then coming next is the space. We are eating all the time, whereas all our forefathers knew that we need to fast sometime, because we need to give rest to our body. Our body needs some space, even to breathe. If we're just going to eat all junk food and all that, where is there going to be space in the body? So space element also needs to be balanced. Please give me a moment. Next comes the water element. We all know water, we use it for cleansing. There's a very nice book which says we are not sick, we are actually thirsty, because most of the times we don't take care of our water intake, and we need to take care of that. So drink enough water, because we are primarily water, and we need to keep our blood thin. So how do we keep our blood thin? By drinking enough water. It cleanses us, it cleanses our blood. So we are going to detoxify ourselves, and water is the best cleanser ever. Next comes the fire element. So fire element is the sun. We connect it with the sun. Now, what we are doing is we are locking ourselves indoors. Most of us are doing. We are working in indoors. Even when you're going to be working in hospitals and all, it's all going to be indoor. So, where is the sun coming? And sun rules the world. It rules the planet. See, if there is a plant and we keep it inside, it's not going to thrive for very long. And a plant is also made with the 5 elements of nature. It survives only with when it has everything. You give it air, you give it water, you nurture it with what it needs. And obviously you can't cramp it up. You put it, that's how the gardener puts it. Like, when they're little saplings, he will put it away. It needs space to grow. So we are also made up of the same 5 elements. Now, if we put ourselves inside and we don't see the sun, we are going to slowly deteriorate. Similarly, just like a plant, the moment we put the plant out in the sun, it starts thriving. So give yourself some sun time whenever you get the time. That's why we say go out outdoors, go out for a walk, get that sun energy in, get the light in your body. So you will feel, and that's like sun also. When, if we are in dark, gloomy countries, there's most depression is over there, most anxiety is over there. There are countries, we all know that, where we get 6 months sun, 6 months no sun. You see all these people, from these dark, gloomy countries running to Spain, running to places where there's sun. Why? Because they feel so horrible in those kind. So don't lock yourself indoors. Go out. Be out in fresh air. Be out in the sun, because that's going to elevate you. And obviously, sun has that energy to elevate you. Last comes the earth. Now, earth is something we are all connected. That is why it's called the Mother Earth. She's the mother of everything. And all our food comes from the earth. We've never seen some food, which is coming from the sky. It's all coming from the earth. So that is why we call earth our mother. We get nurtured. She nurtures us. And unless we eat, most of the times, I know people who survive on air, but let's cut them out. We need food for our survival. So, we need to respect Mother Earth, and all that food that she's giving us. Don't process that food. Don't eat that food, because you need to be healthy. So eat all the food she's giving us. So once we are connected with these 5 elements of nature, we are always going to be in sync with, we are always going to be in balance. And that is what a holistic approach is. Sometimes, we are eating our food. What are we doing? We are on the phone, we are on our laptop, or even the TV. And we're just eating just for the heck of eating, because you all have stressful kind of timings. Sometimes there's no time to eat. But give yourself, even if you give yourself that 5 minutes, give that to yourself while eating. Look into that food, because that food and you are going to become one. So you can't just, ignore that food. It's blessed. Food is so blessed, because there are countries, there are people who don't even get 2 square meals a day. And we are so fortunate that we have a choice to eat. The farmers, they're so poor, and they are cultivating for us. We cannot even cultivate our food. If somebody tells us go and grow our grain, can we do it? So we have to be thankful to that food. That food is so blessed. So look into that food, be thankful every time you eat your food. Say a little prayer into that food, and then that prayer food becomes you, because you eat that food and we become one. And when we are going to eat with prayers, we are going to feel lovely, because that food becomes, if people believe in the divine, that food becomes prasad to us. And that is why we feel so wonderful when we go to a temple or a gurdwara or something. We get that little prasad and we feel wonderful, because it's blessed food, basically. So if you bless your food every day your food becomes that prasad, and you're going to feel wonderful. Okay, so there are little mindful aspects that you need to do. So breathe in, drink fresh water, eat clean food, bless your food, and just be in sync with the natural environment. And you will go a long way, because you have a long way to go right now. Okay, so just do that. And I think with that, I finish my talk, and I'm open to questions. If you have any kind of questions, please say them out, and I will be happy to answer them for you.
Hello, ma'am. That was a great talk. Thank you so much. I think we all really needed it. Came like a breath of fresh air, honestly. So the thing
Great.
is, the question is that, so you know how healthcare students have these crazy ungodly work hours and study
I
hours you
understand.
mentioned as well. So what do you suggest particularly, that how do we maintain a balance between the person
Great.
and maintaining all these health factors that you mentioned, which are very important, and also maintaining a successful professional life?
That's a very, very beautiful question, and I would love to address that question. So, my primarily thing is that just take care of your food. Now, it doesn't have to be fancy, healthy food. You could just have a salad, or you could just have your fruits, just include them. And for that, it just takes 5 minutes. You have a 5 minute break, go and eat your fruit. You have a 5 minute break, carry a salad, with you, carry it in a box, just get connected with natural stuff, because that is what is going to help you. And just eat that kind, and make sure, even if you're eating out, what are the choices that you're ordering in food, or if you're eating that kind of food, try and eat good food. Even if you're taking a dal, a chawal or something, you're carrying it, make sure you have a salad with it, because unless you have energetic food that is going to give you good energy, you're not going to make it. You're going to be really dull and sluggish. And the moment you do have energetic food, automatically your mind is calm. You're more at peace. So that's how it's an holistic approach when it comes to food. You have to do those things for yourself. You can't just say that I'm going to be on junk food, or I'm going to be on any kind of food, because even most of the time when we are cooking our food, we are actually killing the food. So you cannot survive, you cannot feel alive on eating dead food. You need to understand that. You need to have alive food to feel alive. And you believe me, just do it for 15 days. You will see the difference yourself. Your body will start speaking, and then you will have better performance. Even in less hours of sleep, you will start having deeper sleep, because your body is already clean. When the body is loaded with a heavy metal toxin, or our body is dirty and it's not clean with the wrong kind of foods, we are not going to feel good, even if we have, like, we are going to sleep for 10 hours. As it is, you don't have that much of time. So you have to make do with that little hours of sleep, little hours of rest. And the moment, and you'll have better sleep, you'll already feel better. And eat light. Don't eat heavy foods, because the more heavier foods you have, you feel sluggish. And for you, that the kind of, a profession you're already in or you're going into, you need an alert mind, body, soul. You need to be really alert. So if you're going to eat alert foods, you're going to feel alert. It's simple. Okay. So also try and take a little sunlight. I feel sunlight is so important. You know it from a plant perspective also. If we don't give sunlight, we're going to feel dead. So for us also, sunlight is very important. So even if it's 10 minutes of going out in the sun, don't underestimate it. Just go out. Just go and breathe in that air. Just go out in the sun. I know, like, it's summertime, but still go and take that 2 minutes of sun. People think, oh, it's going to be harsh on my skin or something. No, if you don't get it, you're not going, you yourself is not going to feel good. And you see the difference in your skin, your body, your alertness, your mind. Everything is going to change just by that 10 minutes of sun exposure.
Mom, I think you're absolutely right. And I think even we all personally need to inculcate all the factors that you mentioned. And like the final question that we had was particularly addressed for like people with eating disorders. They like derive their primary pleasure from eating junk food or like binge eating. Like that is their source of pleasure. And by doing so, they become like pseudo positive, like at least while they're eating. So ma'am, particularly with like those people in mind, do you have any like advice for them?
Yes. So why see, these are all addiction foods basically that give us pleasure. So why are we addicted? Now there are two reasons why we are addicted. One, because already our body is eating addictive foods like excess of salt and sugar, so we will crave that kind of food, and we need 21 days to break that addiction. So you're very strong here, that, okay, I'm not going to get this, I'm not going to eat this, and automatically then your taste buds will start adapting to the good foods. Number two, it could be because of some emotional reasons, something coming from your childhood, something because there has been trauma involved. So for this, we need personal help. That is why we need to reach out to a health coach or someone who can actually address this. Why is the person finding comfort in this kind of food? Is it something the person is trying to hide emotionally inside and finding happiness in that? Is the person sad? Or is it an food addiction problem? Because food addiction currently is the biggest addiction in the world right now. It's become a problem in all the countries. Everywhere people are getting more sick because we are eating the wrong food. So we need, as healthcare professionals, first, we need to eat the right food. And that's when we can heal our patients. Medicines are there, there helps. This medical has, advanced so much. Although I'm not even like a doctor. You put me as Dr. Shipali Batra, but I'm not a doctor, right? I'm a holistic health coach. I train people how you can become maybe a better doctor. So if we are not feeling good, how are we going to inculcate that to our other patients? So basically we need to understand these things first for ourselves, and when we are students, we need to build that up. So if you could be a student, you could be a healthcare student, but if you are facing these issues and you're not able to do it on your own, you need to reach out to somebody like this who can help you through it. Because when we are under stress, we are always craving for the wronger foods just because we need comfort. But then it doesn't work that way for very long. So we need to address the issues, and that's where we need somebody who can help you address that issue and take you, because guts are very, very highly compromised in students these days, I see. So we need to understand, I understand medicines really help us. They are the need, you've broken yourself, you this thing, or you already have a condition. Doctors are like gods. They save you, they save your life. But first, you be a good doctor, be a good human being, be fit inside, and you will go so well. You'll go such a long way. You'll be such a preferred doctor, right? So to break, like, nowadays, like it's said, sugar is the new cocaine, because we are so addicted to sugar. The moment we see sugar, it's like, wow, we want to have it, because it is addiction. But why are we so addicted to it? Either our bodies are undernourished and they're always craving for the sugar, because primarily we need glucose to survive. You know that. So where is the glucose coming from? Is it coming from your fruits or natural sugars, or is it coming from refined options? But because it's easily available, it's comfort food, we just settle for that. And it is like, then you're in that vicious cycle, not able to come out. So I always say, if you can do it yourself, there's so much information out there. If you can do it yourself, fine. If you cannot do it, reach out to a person.
Ma'am, you're absolutely right. I think I will also personally take a lot of this back with me. So now I invite Dr. Amrita to give the vote of thanks. Thank you so much, Shefali ma'am, for this really enriching experience. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much.
Good evening, everyone. Thank you for the enlightening session, Dr. Shefali ma'am and Dr. Mukesh sir. It was really a pleasure listening to you all. I stand here as a grateful student to express my heartfelt thanks to all those who made this event possible, especially our partner, Clearnet. Thank you for providing us with the platform to conduct this session. I would like to thank our President, Dr. Lakhan Prakash Gupta, for helping in making this event a success. Also, our moderators, Dr. Anushka Das and Dr. Ira Sharma, and Dr. Atika. Thank you so very much. The event was a very insightful event. It was, and it was really a pleasure listening to you.
With this, we come to the end of the event. Thank you so much, everybody, for joining. Thank you again, Dr. Mukesh and Shefali ma'am, for joining and making this a very, very enlightening experience for all of us. And we're sure to take back a lot of what you said and hope we inculcate it.
Okay, thank you so much for being there to listen us out.
Thank you,
Very
doctors, for
grateful.
sharing such valuable insight. And I would also like to thank for giving us this opportunity to host the session. And I hope you had a seamless experience. With all your due permissions, then I am closing the session for today and looking forward to hosting you again very soon. Till then, stay safe and healthy, everyone, and have a nice day. And once again, dear doctors, a very happy Doctors Day to all of you. Thank you for your precious time. Thank you.
Thank you,
Thank you
everyone.
all. Thank you.